Hey guys, Mr. DePay here. A new video on counter bidding, which just went live on all the servers. So all our members can now enjoy outbidding others instantly. I'm really excited for this feature. It's been a very long time coming and it was very technical to develop, but I'm really stoked that it's live and I'm here to show you how it works. So first of all, inside of your NFT Handshake dashboard, you can now see a new tab called Counter Bidding. This is actually where you will see all the counter bids from now on because we thought it would be too messy to have it all inside of your bidding panel. And what will really happen is you will set up your bids and it will run here first, all the tokens you want to bid on. And once it's done with that, the counter bidding monitoring will start within the counter bidding module. But let's just set it up now so we can see that it actually works and how it works. I wanted to show you a few examples from one of my accounts when I'm just setting up now. We can see inside this account that the bids come, not at the same time. They actually vary a little bit, 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes. That's because it's done bidding and it's just submitting new bids when somebody's outbidding me right now. You can also see the amounts are a little bit different. It's not the same amount. And that's basically because it's outbidding. Here's an example of one token I was just bidding on. We can see here that there was a bid from me. Then I got outbid by Flashboy. And Flashboy, I'm so grateful that I can now outbid that guy because he's super annoying. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with him. We can see we just instantly outbid him again. And there's nothing he can do about it. There's no one in here as well, but we just outbid him again. And this is what counterbidding is all about. Basically set up your bids and then you monitor them. And if anyone else outbids you, the bot will scan and it will outbid them again, right? So this is actually the first time I believe counterbidding is available for the public. Usually it's only private tools. So it's kind of cool to be the first one on the market with that. So let's set it up inside of counter bidding module here. So we'll click add new bid and you'll choose the collection just like you are normally familiar with. You're going to choose your wallet and then you're going to activate counter bidding in here. It's very easy. Just click that on. And what will happen is that it will show an expiration time for your counter bids. So once it counters the top bid, how long should that bid last for, right? Super simple. And we're just going to put 1 hour for this one. And this is your standard stuff, the lowest bid and the highest bid. But just keep in mind, guys, when you're out counter bidding, you are setting up bids that will last longer because first it's going to last for 1.5 hours as seen here. And then it's going to last another hour after that if it counter bids at the end of the expiration date. So potentially right here, I could have a 2.5 hour bid if it bids right at the end of the expiration time, right? So just keep that in mind. Be careful with your low bid and your highest bid. And also always remember that if you messed up, you can always go into your MetaMask and swap from wrapped Ethereum back to ETH, normal ETH, and it will basically pause your bids. Then you can send that ETH over to a new wallet and then you can submit new bids. Then you don't have to wait. So let's say something happened to me, I messed up and I'm afraid that people are going to start accepting my bids. I could have transferred all over to another wallet and I could submit new bids instantly again. So that's how you get out of that situation. But anyway, let's set this up really quickly. So I'll choose this wallet and I'm just going to go with something random. I'm going to be using rarity tools and I'll be just bidding on the most common ones. So let's do 9,000 to 9,500. Almost the rarest, the most common one, sorry. And then we will, by the way, this is new as well. Summary down here, I really like this. So you'll just confirm everything you're doing so you're not making a mistake. Place bids on alien friends with rarity tools, IDs 9,000 to 9,500, expiration time of 1.5 hours with a maximum bid of 0.6. And by the way, it's always good to check. So the floor hasn't really changed much since the last time I bid. But if you are having issues with people kind of, you're not getting any bids accepted or people are overbidding you, always go in here quickly and look at what people are bidding. You can see most people are bidding just above 0.6. So keep in mind that my range here is a little bit above that. So I would be able to outbid them quite easily. I'm going to lower this one a little bit. So there's no issue there. And I'm just going to click launch this task. I think everything's good, right? Yeah. And now we got this one, then it's going to start up. We'll say pending for a few seconds, and then it will start bidding. And once it starts bidding, it will also launch. We can see already in here, it launched the counter bidding. Now it will not do anything in here until it's finished bidding on the tokens. But just so you know that, let's say it finished bidding on 10 tokens. Well, those ones will already be in here, and monitoring on those counter bidding will be available for them. So you don't have to wait for all the 500 tokens to be done and then it will start counter bidding. No, as soon as it's done with 10 or 20 or 30 tokens, whatever it is, it will already monitor those and you will start outbidding on them. So let's see in here. So it's processing now. So it's bidding, everything is going on. And then our counter bidding is already live. So you'll not see too much in here yet because obviously it's just started, so there's no lock. But once it will have more information, you will see more stuff. We can see that it's placing bids already, and it will not have an old bid because these are new bids that we're just launching now. But let me show you one that has more history from earlier on. I think we could look at this one perhaps. So look at this one. We can see that there are tons of old bids, which is our old bids, and then we can see there are new bids as well. This means that the counter bidder has really been active here. You can see that there were 2 bids here at 59 minutes ago, and then 5 minutes later, somebody else outbid us, and we outbid them again. And you can always click on all the tokens as well. This is what I love the most. You can follow on like what's going on in here, who's outbidding you. You can actually see it, who you're fighting with. And we can see that it was this guy and we outbid that guy again, right? The reason why it's not showing my old bid is that old bid already expired. And you can see this one was an hour ago, so it's almost expired as well. But just to kind of show you how it's going on. And then here we can see that the new bid would have been 0.6131, and that's out of my range. So status is price is too high. And that's good because I don't feel comfortable bidding that high for something with a floor of 0.85. So that means it will not have been bidding on that. But we can see this one 26 minutes ago. It probably outbid again. Yeah, we can see here we have the highest bid as well. And yeah, it's perfect, honestly. And so how can you use counter bidding? Counter bidding works really well for trade bidding, trade flipping, and rarity bidding. And it works even better in smaller token ranges. So if you just set up one bid on 5,000 tokens, it requires a lot of processing power for it to be monitoring 5,000 tokens in one thread. So I recommend going under 1,000 tokens per thread. That will definitely be much more useful. Of course, less than that, 500, 300, 200, even better. So I definitely think that it's important for you to bid on rarity and trades with counter bidding. But in the example that I did here, it was simply just under the floor bidding like what everyone else does, just to kind of show you the tool. Another thing you have to keep in mind is that you will lock up a lot of ETH in bids. So if you have other counter bidders on your tokens, they're actually going to outbid you, and then you're going to outbid them, and then they're going to outbid you again. So you can have like 5 or 10 active bids very easily on a lot of tokens. It's going to lock up a lot of ETH. So what I want you to do is when you're setting up your bids, what you normally do is like, okay, these 5 bid ranges, they will lock up, 3 ETH. I would honestly estimate to have to have an extra 50% ETH when you have counter bidding active, if there are other counter bidders, if your rarity range is very active. So in the beginning, don't put all your ETH into just the bids and have no space for counter bidding. If you do that, you're going to get wallet limit and all your bids are going to be canceled. It's going to be a mess. You're going to have to start all over again. So let's say I had 5 ETH in my wallet and I was setting up bids for with counter bidding enabled. I would probably set up enough bids to lock up, let's say 3 ETH. So I have 2 ETH left for counter bidding. That's what I would do. But experiment, maybe you need a little bit less. And if you see that this collection is dead and no one else is bidding, then you can go much higher up to your limit. But if it's extremely active, you will do many counter bids and you will log up a lot of ETH. So that's one thing. Another thing you can do to not get so locked up is bid every 1 hour. Like this bid here could have been 1 hour expiration time, and your counter bids could be uh, 30 minutes expiration time or something like that. So they expire fast and they don't lock up too much ETH. So I think this is probably going to be the biggest problem you guys will have, that it will actually lock up a lot of ETH. So using 1 hour expiration time on your normal bid, and then on your counter bids 30 minutes, that's a really good strategy. And I would definitely do that. And just keep rebidding. Every time it's done, rebid again. Super easy. And next week or the week after, there's going to be another setting in here called counter bidding looping. If that's enabled, it will bid, whatever you put in here, and then the counter bids will never stop. It will continue until you stop the thread to counter bid. So in that sense, it will have a new purpose. Not only will it want to keep up bids, it also wants to make sure that you never your bids never expire. So it will place new bids consistently. So that's going to be a cool feature. It's basically it's looping, and it's being able to bid without having to do anything. Of course, if the floor goes down, you want to perhaps pause it and start all over again. But that's things we're used to. But in the future as well, what we're going to have is we might have a new option of bidding, where instead of putting the exact amount you want to bid, you are going to put in the minimum profit and the highest profit you want in ETH. So you could say, I'm not comfortable bidding with less than 0.15 ETH profit. And that's dynamic, right? So if the floor price goes down, then this will also go down. So basically you can set it up and you can leave for 5 days. Doesn't matter. It will keep bidding, and it will never bid too much. And obviously, you want to list your NFTs. So I always recommend setting up your wallet with a notification system, so you always list it fast. But in any case, it's going to automate a lot of things and just take a lot of the headache out of it. So that's going to be awesome. But anyway, guys, this is counter bidding. Good luck with it, and make sure to ask questions if you have them, and you can always reach me on Discord. So yeah, thank you guys.